Welcome back to part 4. We're looking at more horror films from Prism Leisure, DVD company from here in the UK, back in the early 2000s. If you want to go back and have a look at the 3 previous videos to see what gems and nonsense this company turned out, please go and have a look at those so you can get up to speed. But this stack that we're going to have a look at now is all horror related, and there's some gems in here as well. Some films that you'll know from sort of the larger boutique companies coming out of the US. They grabbed a hold of a lot of this stuff as well that we're going to be having a look at. So the first one is Creatures from the Abyss. Absolute bonkers film. Low budget, shot in sort of in one area. It doesn't venture much out. It's all shot on board a ship and on board a boat. Some real nice elements to this, but it is batshit crazy, and there's nice little sections of creature feature stuff in it, as well as good all round film. Obviously, this is Prism Leisure's bread and butter, this kind of stuff. No extras on this at all. It is just the film. You should be able to pick this up relatively easy now. There's no real reason why this is difficult to pick up. It's dirt cheap to buy. A couple of £1 will get you this now. And again, we're back to the chapter listings. A little bit of a different artwork on the disc there that lines up with the stuff from the back. Yeah, so the first one is Creatures from the Abyss. So if you're a boutique Blu-ray collector, you'll definitely know this film. If you're a horror head, you'll definitely know this film. It is Jack Frost. He's a chilling and a killing. Again, low budget schlocky film that everyone seems to love. I think it Vinegar Syndrome in the US put a really nice edition of this out with the lenticular slip and everything that looks really nice. But this is the first one I remember of getting a release of this on DVD in the UK. It was by Prism Leisure. I've had this one quite a while. Again, special features aren't special features. There's only a trailer on the, an interactive menu and a scene access and chapter, and isn't special features. So it is pretty much bare bones. But it's a nice release to have. It's another one of them films that you just disengage your brain and just enjoy it for what it is. Costs you a little bit more to pick this up now if you can find it in the UK. I reckon this is probably into £6 to £8 mark. Again, it's one of those titles that they've gone down the cheap line. No reverse art or anything like that, and no disc art. Just gone with that single black band again. And you'll see this a lot in certain films by Prism Leisure. It's obviously keeping money down. It's obviously keeping costs down. So that's Jack Frost. So just like Jack Frost that we've just had a look at, this is another film that the Vinegar Syndrome have just very, very recently put out onto a nice collector's edition, and it really is beautiful what they've done with that. And it's great that films like this are getting that kind of treatment, because they do deserve it. And this is Ticks. I remember this film from watching it first time around. I saw it on the TV many years ago, and loved it then. Obviously, there's younger actors in here at the start of their careers, and you'll recognise quite a few of them from different TV and films. And again, it just made sense that Prism Leisure picked something like this up. It's just what they did. And this is again nice release, because there is nothing on it. Again, bare bones, and it is only 4.3 full frame. But it was nice to have, because this was the only way to get it for a long while here in the UK. Obviously, this had Seth Green in it, You'll know Seth Green from loads, but like I say, early days of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and things like that. And then you also had Alfonso, I can never pronounce his surname, Ribeiro, who was Carlton out of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So when I was younger, and obviously I clocked this on TV for the first time, that's what dragged me straight in. And it is a decent enough little creature feature film. It is nice. Again, your chapter selection down there, bit of disc art. That's about it. We're back into the realms of these DVDs being expensive in the UK again at the moment. If you can find this anywhere, pick it up, especially if it's cheap. Because currently this is £10 to £12 on DVD now on the second-hand trade. So if you do come across it and it is cheap, grab it. It's a good little film. Ticks. This one was another bargain car boot find for me, and it is Dagon, an H.P. Lovecraft adaptation. Crazy film, crazy film, like any other H.P. Lovecraft stuff is. Like I said, car boot sale find. I think I give the guy 40 pence for it. I think he had his DVDs marked up at 40 pence, and like the guy had like literally hundreds and hundreds of second-hand DVDs, and everything was marked at 40 pence. And the guy hadn't obviously hadn't got a clue at what he had. I picked this up. Currently this goes for about anywhere between £6 and £10, depending on where the market's at the time in the UK, second hand. So if you get it's another one, if you do come across it and you can find it cheap, grab it, because it's a nice little one that holds its money. Special feature on this one, there's a theatrical trailer and there's a making of as well on this, which is always nice. This one is region 2 locked, but it is in anamorphic, well, it's easy for you to say, anamorphic enhanced 185:1. So it's nice. It looks good. Like I say, it doesn't pop up all the time, this one. Obviously, there wouldn't have been as many pressings of it, or I wouldn't imagine, because everything that seems to be more expensive on this Prism Leisure line now is harder to find. The really easy stuff to find is absolutely dirt cheap. So there must have been less pressings of it. But a good film, good all-round film. That's Dagon. Now, all of the Howling films are available through Prism Leisure. Currently, Howling 4, that we're looking at here, is the only one I've got. I tend just to pick these up when I can find them when out in the wild, because these are relatively inexpensive. These are obviously put out in the droves. Decent enough werewolf films. Everyone's a little bit different. They're not mind-blowingly good, but they are what they are, and I think the further the numbers go, the worse they get. But four's not too bad. No special features on this. Just is what it is. Again, region 2 locked, and aspect ratio 4.3. It can be really cheaply picked up, this now. I mean, they're about, I think currently CEX have got most of the Howling films in them from Prism Leisure for about £1.50. But I like to try and find them out in the wild. It's just a little bit something to do, a little bit of the chase of it. Again, weird one, this one, because you've got some nice artwork on the back there, and the thumbnail chapter selection, but then a really sort of low quality end disc. I mean, it's even when they were like this, the stuff was in colour, but just all this is in black for some reason. So they've obviously gone a little bit cheaper with the disc on this one. That's Howling 4, the original Nightmare. The Dead Zone, a fantastic Christopher Walken film with Martin Sheen. brilliant adaptation of the Stephen King novel. I really do enjoy this one. I think this one also has a nice Screen Factory Blu-ray in the US. Not 100% sure who put it out in the UK, Dead Zone, but this I've had for a while on DVD. Excuse me. Yeah, fantastic film. Really good. Christopher Walken's. Excuse me. Christopher Walken's fantastic in it. Again, it's a shame that there's only the film. There's nothing else on there. But it's 185 to 1, which is always nice to see on these releases. Inside, some pretty decent artwork. Your chapter selection. It's nice to see the discs going back to that, a bit of their own artwork on them. And then there's a section under the disc there where there's it's showing some other films. There's nothing of great of great thingy in there. There's Capricorn 1. I mean, that's another good film that's got released by, and one that I don't actually have in the collection. I've never actually come across one out in the wild. Yeah, so that's Christopher Walken and Martin Sheen and Dead Zone. So PRISM every so often do directors' collections, and this one is probably one of the best collections that they put together. I haven't got everything, but I've got two. So the first one we're going to have a look at, obviously, it's the David Cronenberg collection, and it is Shivers. Really good film. I like most of Cronenberg's work, and this is no exception. A really good film that PRISM actually took the time and did some stuff with. Special features. There's a video introduction by Cronenberg himself. There's an image gallery, and there's a small making of on there as well. Aspect ratio is in full widescreen, 16:9. It's a region 2 disc. Nice what they did inside with a bit of the artwork. If I can get that light off it. Obviously chapter selections there, then the disc lines up with the artwork behind it, which I always like that. I think they just adds a touch of class with it. But a really good film by Cronenberg. That's Shivers. The second one I own from the David Cronenberg collection from PRISM is Rabid. Another really good film that I really enjoy. 101 Films here in the UK put a lovely edition of this out on Blu-ray on their Black Label special editions. It really is worth picking up if you can grab a copy. Again, really good film. Another great film by Cronenberg. Again, features on this one is introduction by Cronenberg and some stills from an image gallery. And again, this is aspect ratio. It's widescreen, 16:9. Again, there is one more as well available in this Cronenberg collection. It was a 3-film collection, and for the love of me, I cannot think what the other film was off the top of my head. If you do know, put it down in the comments. It'll help me out massively. And again, it's nice what they've done inside. The disc art's good. Chapter selection on that side looks nice. So that is David Cronenberg's Rabid.